What's up? It's your one and only Master Ceremony, the Great One, Dane here on Unique Access Entertainment, and I'm here to talk about a myth, and the myth is about fashion in hip hop. Is fashion an element of hip hop? Well, yes, of course it is. I've been in hip hop since almost the beginning, and what drew me into hip hop before the music was the fashion. It was the dance, actually. I saw cats, b-boys, and they had their pants legs tied up with rubber bands, and they had slick gear on. They wore Kangos and shell toes and sneakers without shoelaces and all types of fashion flair like that. And I thought that was fly, and I wanted to be a part of it. And they also were painting their jackets with acrylics. I was an art student back in the day, so instead of tagging on buses and trains like in walls like other artists were doing, graffiti artists, I was tagging on clothes, my Lees, my Levi jeans and things of that sort. So early on, fashion has always been a part of hip hop. The thing about fashion is that, you know, it represents the outer look of what hip hop has to offer us, of course, you know. If you saw a cat walking down the street and he had on all black and white Adidas and with shell toes and a Kango bell top, you know, pulled down tight, you would think, now that's a hard rock right there. You don't want to mess with him, you know. If you saw somebody dressed like I was, with a blazer, a t-shirt probably under that, some fly frames, you know, one of these type of Kangos, some Bally shoes, you say, okay, he's a smooth type hip hop artist, you know what I mean? Fashion and hip hop go hand in hand. I'd even go to say it was the fifth element of hip hop, but we're gonna push to six because Africa Bambaataa said that knowledge is the fifth element. Yeah, so you know, early on in hip hop, you can tell a hip hop artist by his gear and who wasn't in hip hop, you know. When I went to music in high school, and not many, if any, owned a Kango hat. That's why we became the Kango crew. Slick Rick, Lance Brown, Kulowski, Omega the Heartbreaker. And what we had in common is that we used to wear Kango hats. And, you know, even going back into Brooklyn, not everybody wore that type of gear. Now, I don't know if y'all remember the BVD nylons, you know, them BVD nylons, they came in all colors, and people used to, and that was the first, sagging going on actually back in the days, because they used to wear their matching BVD nylons, red, blue, green, whatever color they may have, and, you know, they'd tuck them in their underwear, and they would have their pants sagging so you can see that the BVDs matched back in the days, and you could tell kind of, sort of, you know, from borough to borough, what kind of hip hop, or, you know, what part of hip hop people represented. You know, just like I was saying about the dancers, they used to have, you know, their pant legs rubber band tied up with laces. So, you know, if they wanted to get into a dance battle, they were ready to go. Whereas the hard rocks, they had their leather jackets, they had their, their Pumas, they wore their Lees, their Christian Dior bell top hats. I mean, the Gucci sneakers, the Shams LeBaron, the Members Only, all that stuff became a part of hip hop's look on the early day. And, you know, I know it set me up to open my own clothing store, and I think that's how Dapper Dan was able to get in, because hip hop was always looking for their next new look. And then they loved the Gucci, they loved the Louis, the Fendi, the MCM, and instead of just having the women walking around with the bags, they said, nah, they can't just have it, we need to have it on our back. So that's when they started making the suits, the hats, the shoes, and still to today, you see that it's always been a part of the lyrics of hip hop. It continues to get sold by hip hop. We've made billions of dollars for Timberland, to Gucci, to Louis, to Fendi, to Adidas, to Nike, to you name the brand, hip hop has made it big. And if they're not big, because hip hop ain't say nothing about it yet. So, yes, hip hop will always be a part of fashion. And y'all better recognize that. And it's no longer a myth. It's the sixth element of hip hop, fashion.
In the beginning, hip-hop was ruled by the East Coast. Then the West Coast rose to prominence, thanks to gangster rap. Hip-hop changed the world. Gangster rap changed the narrative.
I'm representing for the gangsters all across the world.
And then changed the world again.
'Cause I'll come and take your life away.
The history of gangster rap features unheard stories, unseen photos and documents, all with exclusive interviews from the founders and players who shaped gangster rap.
I think a real gangster rapper has to scare you a little bit.
The history of gangster rap written by veteran rap journalist Soren Baker. In stores now.
Yo, what up? This is DJ Quick. Be sure to pick up my homeboy Soren Baker's book, The History of Gangster Rap, if you really want to know what we do.